Morning to all of you. I hope your stay is very comfortable so far and you are enjoying the hospitality of armed forces. Ladies and gentlemen, I, Assistant Commander NC Bajeta, I am pleased to welcome each and every one of you in a brainstorming event called Debate Competition. And the topic of competition is whether creating greater awareness of human rights in security personnel is the need of time. And today, I got an opportunity to express my views against the motion. At the outset, I would like to throw some light on the statement of former Chief Justice of India and former Chairperson of NHRC, Mr. K.G. Balakrishnan. He said that awareness of human rights in security personnel is very essential, but the ground reality paints a different picture. Here, I would like to draw your attention on Article 3 of the manifesto, which was released on 10th August 1948, and Section 2D of the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993, where it is clearly mentioned that every citizen of India has the right to live a respectful life. Let's take an example of Israel. Do you think that a small country which is surrounded by the enemies from all the sides would have survived since 1948? It's not a child's play. Let's take an example of Russia. When Russian people attacked on attackers, including their family, in such a way that attackers fear whether in future they should attack or not. So why we are talking about these countries? Because it is very essential now to know how to deal with extremism in these situations. Ladies and gentlemen, every day we deal with different people in different places, in different situations. For example, in Jammu and Kashmir, they burn buses. They force innocent school children to join their causes. They plant a stone on our security forces. So let's make it very clear that they are not an innocent civilian at all. I ask everybody in the audience, you tell me, as an assistant commander who has the responsibility of 450 soldiers, what answer I should give that mother who asked me, why did I allow her son to be martyred by angry protesters? Why did I allow a father to be killed by shower of stones? And why did I allow a husband to die in vain during anti-terror operations when civilians literally shielded the terrorist? I ask the audience, without the massive deployment of security forces in Valley, Article 370 would have been a truth or reality today? I don't think so. I ask, what human rights we are talking about? And where were the human rights when Lieutenant Umar Fayaz and Rifleman Aurangzeb were abducted from their house and brutally murdered? Moreover, their videos were uploaded over the internet for the world to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody has got the human rights. That includes everybody who is wearing this uniform. And do you think that the day when I wore this uniform, I let go of my human rights? I don't think so. Now, I would like to conclude by saying that security personnel are very well aware about the human rights. If you are sitting over here and debating freely, it is just because of human rights, just because of security forces. They don't need the greater awareness of human rights. What they need is latest technology, modern weapons, new equipment, because they are trained, they operate under strict code of conduct, military laws and standing operating procedures, which already ensures discipline, transparency and accountability. Thank you. Jai Hind.